Welcome to all you Taurians. Welcome for your monthly horoscope for Taurus for March 2015. And March is one of those months with a lot of dynamics, with a lot of momentum, and with a lot of it's a crossroad month, you could say. And there are happening really important aspects for that moment. First of all, the eclipse, and then there is the Mercury doing lots of interesting things there. And last but not least, the Pluto-Uranus. But let's get started with the eclipse. The eclipse is in Pisces, which is water energy, which goes very well with you Taurians, and it's at 29 degrees of water, no, of Pisces, and it's happening in your 11th house. So it's first of all a very nice house area of your life where it is happening, the eclipse. The eclipse is the sun and the moon coming together, representing endings and new beginnings, making space for a lot of new energy coming in. So it has to do with friends. Maybe, you know, some friends are going to be out of your life, but in a way that is very organic, in a way that is very gentle almost. And new friendships are coming in that are really important. And this is a shift of this Pisces energy going very smoothly from dissolving, and then new energy that comes in. The meaning of the eclipse, which I always have a look at Bernadette Brady's book, which is about the meaning, the flavor of the eclipse. It's very positive. You know, sometimes we have difficult eclipses and sometimes they're rather easy, like this one. And I'm going to read a little bit, 2 sentences actually, what this eclipse is all about. I also have made a video about the Saros eclipses to have a better understanding of eclipses. If you are interested, just click the link below. But what does it say? It says good news concerning relationships or creative group projects with sudden success plus a potential for happiness and love. Now we also have to relate this with you Taurians, and with the house it is happening in, which is in the 11th house. The 11th house is also groups, and it's also friends. So I think for a lot of you Taurians, there's something happening in the house of friends and groups. Maybe you are interneting with a group or with like-minded people, or you're starting some organization together with other people, and that gives you a lot of satisfaction, a lot of meaning, and it kind of says like it's this new beginning, and it's also very happy and joyful. So the people that you are attracting, like friends, it's very nice. It's very nice energy there. And at the same time, so this happens around the 20th. So for a lot of you, there will be new friends coming in. There will be new, maybe new hobbies and projects that you're starting with friends, new activities. Maybe you have a business of your own and you're just developing a website, and you are making a lot of connections with other people to have a look at your website, connecting with others. It's a very connecting house, the 11th house, social house. So another thing at the same time is more clarity in that area as well. So if there has been confusion, considering a friend, considering a certain group or organization that you are making a part of, maybe unclarity about where it's heading at, what's your role in it, you're confused about your role, or maybe you're confused about a friend. Is it a friend, or is it more, or is it less? All these things of confusion will resolve around the 18th, 19th, 20th and onwards of the month. Why? Because Mercury, the planet of information, the planet of communication, is in there. And it has been having a hard time bumping into Saturn and Neptune, especially with Neptune, because Neptune makes things unclear. But there is always, after the transit of Neptune, there's always clarity. That's actually, if people ask me, why the hell am I having this confusion and Neptune transit? Well, to give you clarity. But it's only after the transit has totally completed that the clarity comes. So if you're one of those people that has been having unclarities, considering that area of your life, you may be sure that things are going to become very clear for you. Maybe it's information that you say, it's been there for the whole time and I have not been seeing it on purpose, or maybe unconscious. It doesn't matter. Now you know the information and you can choose from there. With clarity, it's always better to choose with clarity than if you're not clear. And talking about choices, there's also the Pluto-Uranus square for the last time, squaring exactly against each other, Pluto and Uranus. And it's activated by a lot of planets in Aries. So it activates that square. Venus, Mars, Venus, which is your ruler, is in Aries. And also Mars will be in Aries and the Sun will be in Aries. And that's all in your 12th house, all in a very unconscious but very gentle house. It's unconscious, it's but it's also the house of, you could say, of reloading your battery. So it's at the same time for you Taurians a time of reflection and a time of letting go, and especially this energy of starting fresh will certainly continue next month for you, when the Sun will be in your sign, the second part of the month. So with so much energy, especially with Venus there, especially with Mars there, also with the Sun there, it means that you're doing things behind the scenes as well. It means that for a long time you've been, because Pluto and Uranus is energy that has to do with I've had enough. It's energy that has to do with I don't want to put my head into the sand anymore. And maybe because this is happening in your 12th house, you don't even know that you're putting your head into the sand. But as I said, for certain things, of course, it can be minor thing, but it can be important things and huge and more larger things as well. But whatever it is, you're going to have the courage now to face it and to deal with it. So that's the beauty of the Pluto and the Uranus. It gives you the courage, it reflects that you have the courage to change your situation. It is maybe confrontational, but nevertheless, it liberates you. And it might have to do with old patterns from the past that you are breaking away from. Because the 12th house is also a house of patterns, old family patterns. So dealing with certain situations in not the best way, you're saying it goodbye. And it can also mean that what you've been wanting to do for a long time, you're now starting to do that. Still a bit behind the scenes, but you're starting to do that. Maybe you will start to write that book that you've wanted to write for a long time, or whatever, it doesn't matter. Being more spiritual, doing more exercises to be looser in life, to let things go instead of controlling. Because the 12th house is a house of relaxation. Maybe you will do your best to relax more during this time as well. So very interesting time. And you're going places, absolutely. And this will even continue in April, because then a lot of planets will be in your first house, and actually your ruler Venus already shifts into your first house on the, let's have a look, on the 18th already. So you will feel more comfortable around that time, actually around the eclipse time. You will feel more comfortable, and that has a lot to do with things that become clearer for you. So thank you very much for listening. You, dear Taurians, have a very good month, and see you next month. Bye-bye.